global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to our channel. Some few days ago, Wike, the FCT minister and former Rivers State governor, celebrated his 57th birthday, and he invited top politicians, APC politicians alike. The likes of Senate President Godswill Akpabio was there live. Of course, he literally chaired the occasion, and he said a lot of very wonderful things about Wike, but not without dragging the person of Fubara, the sitting governor, and of course his cabinet. But there were some words he said that didn't sit down well with a lot of persons, and in all sincerity, they have called him out. And a lot of persons reacted, some of which non-Rivers indigenes, but this time around, Rivers indigenes have come for him. Well, before we go into the newspaper to find out the details of the news, kindly subscribe to our channel. Now, the Initiative for Transparent Strategy and Good Leadership, ITSGL, has criticized remarks made by the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio.
The government, I'm very happy to hear. I'm very happy to hear that the Right Honourable Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly is here. Right Honourable Speaker, I'm sure you are here with many of your members. They are all over. Oh my God! So the government is complete then. You don't because for those of you who may not understand politics, we were taught even whilst in school that the parliament can turn a woman into a man and a man into a woman. And as a governor, my greatest fear was my House of Assembly. So because of that, I never travel anywhere without my speaker. So anytime I don't see him for a day, I'll send somebody to his house to find out. So he can come, so he can come and have lunch with me. Then I'll use idea to look at his face, whether he was happy with me or not. So, because the only place that can hurt the governor is the House of Assembly. And no court, no democracy can stop that from happening. I hope you know that.
The Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, had referred to Honorable Martin Amahile as the Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly and acknowledged the 26 others as authentic members, sparking controversy. Akpabio made this comment during a public lecture in Port Harcourt held to celebrate the birthday of the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Chief Wike. He suggested that if Governor Siminalayi Fubara refuses to cooperate with Amahile-led Assembly, the lawmakers would proceed with their constitutional duties, stating that not even a court could prevent them. Now, reacting to the statement, ITSGL President General Barrister Chizi Anyi condemned Akpabio's comment as divisive and detrimental to the peace in the state, Rivers State. And he noted that Akpabio should have remained neutral as Senate President, especially since Amahile and the others had defected from the People's Democratic Party, PDP, to the All Progressive Congress, APC, which, according to Section 109 of the 1999 Constitution, as amended, invalidates their membership in the Assembly. And he questioned Akpabio's reference to actions the lawmakers might take against Governor Fubara that courts could not halt, hinting that the statement likely alludes to impeachment. We are deeply perturbed that such a dangerous and unnecessary statement was made by the Senate President, Anyi stated, especially when the matters he referred to are already in litigation. Martin Amahile and his associates are no longer legitimate members of Rivers State House of Assembly after defecting to APC. Anyi continued. Anyi further expressed concerns that Akpabio's comment might escalate political tension in Rivers State, accusing him of attempting to support Wike in leveraging federal power as compensation for Wike's backing of his Senate presidency. Senator Akpabio's remark seems designed to incite political instability in Rivers State, undermining the integrity of his office, Anyi stated. Anyi also criticized Akpabio's reported statement that Nigerians need more betrayals like Wike, saying such remarks degrade the office of the Senate President. He called on Rivers residents to rally around Governor Fubara and resist perceived external interference. Let me quote him word for word. We urge Rivers people to stay united and resolute against distractions and enemies of the state. The Senate President's action have only brought disrepute to his office, Anyi concluded. Those are the words of the barrister Anyi, who, even when I heard the statement made by Godswill Akpabio, I was really surprised because I wasn't expecting him. He knows that these are litigation issues, but to brazenly, openly, boldly, support and even call them authentic, members. Maybe that's one of the reasons why Patience, Dim, Jonathan also went further to also call Okojumbo the authentic government Speaker of the House, and that the government we came for Dagogo's Thanksgiving were the authentic government. My colleague is in the House. What's her take on the statement, which is being referenced to a Senate President? He's not just someone talking, he's talking using his office as a Senate President. What's your take?
Well, for me, I think that it's not every statement that you hear which oftentimes spills out of emotion that you respond to. We know that this guy had done a lot for most of the politicians. Wike has done a lot for most of the politicians. So everything that they will say or do will be to favor him. You understand? So right now, I expected something like that also from him. But be that as it may, the camp of Fubara shouldn't be responding to those kind of things, because that's all what they are really looking for. They just want to hear. They just want to hear him talk. They want to hear his response and all of that. The case is in court, and whether we like it or yes, Fubara is the only person that can recognize those guys, even if they want to stay in National Assembly and recognize them. Wait until when they come and meet Fubara. So for salary. Me, for salary, those guys have been hanging for as long as you don't declare them now.
Their constituency, no decision.
Nothing. Their constituencies are not seeing anything. No iota of development. So for me, I think that it's just stories for the gods. The only people that I am so troubled and I wonder why they're acting that way is actually INEC, because they would have speedily conducted the election. Who would they
condemn for? That's the problem.
I mean, we all know the Constitution. The Constitution is clear on that issue, and it has been repeatedly quoted. So if it has been repeatedly quoted, it is not something that should be contested in the court. That is not something that should be except there is an exception to it, and that exception would have been if there was chaos in PDP as at the time that they were defecting. These things have been quoted in different sections. So it's not something we should drum about it. He himself, he knows that what those guys did, I'm talking about Akpabio, he knows. But unfortunately, interest is one of the most important things for politicians. Today they're standing with Wike. Tomorrow, if he comes against them, they'll start replicating and listing his errors in leadership and all of that. But for now, I feel that someone like Senate President, who has the law in his hands, who has the Constitution in his hands, saying the things he said, you just get quiet over it. You don't even respond. Let him know that his words are of little or no value to the politics going on in Rivers State.
One last question. He calls them the authentic lawmakers. When last did they collect their salaries?
Yes.
When last were they able to do anything with their constituency? Yes. And I believe that all things work together for the good of the righteous. Now, if you watch Fubara, they literally removed the power of this issue of local government, made them autonomous. And by doing that, all local government chairmen now have direct phones, such that the constituencies of these lawmakers are no longer, feeling the absence of their lawmakers, because projects are going on back to back.
Yes, exactly.
So what's your take? I don't know if they like to be, deceived. How can they say you are the authentic leader? You are the authentic government, lawmakers. You will pass bill. You will talk about, you are saying ascension. For bad, not doing shop, not doing home. You don't receive salary. And you have not been able to impeach the governor for not paying your salary and constituency money. Please. Who is deceiving who here?
Well, it's obvious that they are being deceived. They are being deceived to face all of this. And I feel that also the judiciary should do the right thing, because one of the issues that is causing this whole thing to pain for so long is the fact that these guys have defected. So whether we like it or yes, they are nobodies in the leadership of Fubara. It's clear. If you have defected, you are no more there, and things are going on in the state without your presence. You understand? So whether they like, let them call them the real guys or they are not the real guys. The truth of the matter is, whatever that is done, we must make reference to that one thing. They defected. Regarding to defect, it's not the issue of this happened, we did not receive them. They defected. We saw everything. They even announced that we followed due process and we defected. He, Amawale, said it. So for me, that alone has nailed the whole issue. And whatever they are doing, I think God ruled out a lot of things, because I feel that some of the things that had happened in this issue of local government chairman, I feel that it was sponsored by some certain persons, and the purpose of it was to make sure that Fubara does not touch that money again, not knowing that at the end of the day, it will give, that freedom of equitable distribution of funds. Right now, fund is equitably distributed to the law. And Fubara here, unfortunately or fortunately, is not a greedy man who want everybody to, come to, after collecting the money, they should forward it to him, and then he allows them to flow and enjoy themselves. So I think the whole thing is making them go, I don't know what to say, but just making them go very angry. But however, the truth remains that they are committee of friends to Wike, and they are former lawmakers. Very soon they will give the opportunity to contest again. That's just the position of the law on this.
Let's go wrap it up.